Hello everybody and welcome to the Learn Dota 2 League Season 17 Semifinals. Today, we're taking a look at Rylai's Bristleback Ribs, which is Phoenix's team, as you all know, taking on Shadow Shaman's Swedish Shawarma, Reedy, after his major upset last week. And oh, look at that, he's actually back together with Mitchie D, but unfortunately he doesn't have JB, he has Ladda Lads instead. That does not bode well. Sorry, lads. With me here today is a Doctor Dota Space Cowboy.
Hello, hello.
10 seconds.
And
Definitely don't know much about either of these teams. I wonder if either of them is good.
no.
No? Yeah, they're both probably garbage.
I mean, the Reedy team is good when JB is there, but
Banning the Rubik, Reflexy Special. He's very good at that hero.
yeah. It's like I said on the cast, it's like he hasn't got to play it much in LD2L, but if you actually look at his games, it's like even now, before season, last season, season 16, it was like 2/3 of his games were on Rubik. I think it's evened out a little bit since, but it's still very disproportionate. First ban DK, still very scared. I wonder if that's going to still be the case in the finals, because I gotta say, guy has not impressed me since the Mage Slayer nerf.
I'm not sure if my team has ever picked DK.
Your
I don't
team?
think we have. Yeah, I was just talking about a random team. It doesn't really matter. It doesn't pertain to this game, you know. But
it's true. Doom ban. That's Has Barrel Rider played Doom all season?
no, Barrel Rider has played Tide, maybe Wraith King.
Tide, Wraith King, and I think one game he did something else. Yeah, I don't think Reedy did any research on this at all. I gotta be honest with you, Space Cowboy. The lack of research on the bans and the decision to take somebody who's at least 1,000 MMR lower than JB to have them stand in. Sign up MMR, mind you.
I will say a lot of lads is a pause 1.
Yeah,
and JB's a pause
they're
2,
mid. Yeah.
And Reedy is a lot better as a mid than a pause 1.
You think they're just gonna lane swap here?
I think Reedy will go mid, and lads will go pause 1.
On one hand, that's true. On the other hand, you're still in the point where you gave up like 1,000 MMR for this. I mean, you could have got like Lambert. You could have got like the Evolution Pyro.
Lambert, I believe, is Ancient 1 as is Evolution Pyro, and I think JB signed up as like an Archon 5 or Legend 1 or something.
I think he's higher Legend than that. I definitely feel like he spilled a lot of MMR in this choice, and that plus the ban list, which looks like a ban list against the Dusty team, has me a little worried.
Yeah, I know this Inno person plays a lot of Juggernaut, so that one is a good ban.
Yeah, that's true. Inno does play a lot of Jug, but
outside of that, I don't know much about these other heroes.
I think
who plays them.
V-Nuz is trying to pick up Leshrac, but I don't know if that's ever really been executed in the actual season.
I'm not sure.
It's first picks, Crystal Main. That's probably for Barrel Rider. Pause 3.
Yeah, it's their namesake right there, huh, Rylai?
That's true, yeah. It's very appropriate.
I know this Ladda Lads guy. He's kind of a monster on that Abaddon hero too, so it's probably good that they got rid of that.
It's true. Did not, unfortunately... No, it did actually save his team, I guess, didn't it? Because he 2-0'd this team and then have to watch him go to brackets, so he's got nothing to be remiss about. Picking up the Lion, usually when you ban out the Reflexy Rubik, you get Lion instead. He's had a lot more of a mixed record of success on Lion, largely owing to the fact that the hero is still pretty dog water unless you're up against or with very specific heroes.
Yeah, I think it's acceptable with the new mana drain changes. They did just nerf the mana drain in the mini patch, but I think it's still decent.
It's decent, but it doesn't seem to be winning him games, is the unfortunate part. It seems weird, Lion in my head feels like he should be good, but his global win rate just can't get above 45% no matter what they do.
He was like 53 when that new mana drain thing first came out.
Yeah, he sagged right back down since.
The Shadow Shaman, I don't think any of them play Shadow Shaman. That's a very weird ban.
Big Boy LaCroix plays Shadow Shaman. Sadly, he's not playing support for them today.
Oh,
I think that's
also,
his
Mitchie
most
D,
lane
I
support.
think, is a permanent replacement on the Reedy team. I
Kinda,
just don't
yeah.
think it was ever made official, but it was
Like,
approved as a permanent replacement, I believe.
it's weird because like Mitchie D was like they never
So,
really made the move to do it. Apparently, according to Reedy, what Reedy told me is that he told Greg to change the roster and everything to make Mitchie D the official guy, and Greg just never did it. Every time he reached out, Greg was like, "Yeah, I'll do it later," if he responded, which is classic
yeah.
buttery Greg gameplay, if you ask me.
I will say
10
Mitchie D
seconds
is
remaining.
a bit higher, or no,
5
he's
seconds
only
remaining.
slightly above was it the whatever numbers?
2-7,
2-7,
yeah.
12-7?
Troll 7 was the stand-in guy who's friends with Giraffe.
Gotcha. I think Mitchie D is just a little bit above him, but it was pretty close. I think it would have been fair.
Lena Ben.
But let's see, Lena. I know Reedy used to play Lena. I don't think he plays Lena
10
anymore.
seconds
He actually
remaining.
picked it this season and ran it at P1, and it like super backfired.
Yeah.
Didn't
5
work out.
seconds remaining.
Yeah, that might
It
have
was
been when he was against my team. I
your
don't know.
team. It was
Yeah,
super
I have
close.
a team too. Maybe you'll see him someday.
Maybe it was super. Yeah, I think it actually was. I think that was one of the
Radiant
the
team
Tidehunter Treant games that gave me a stroke. Dazzle coming out here. Yeah, it was really close, but that was one of those games. Or I guess I'll get to it later. But it did feel like Reedy pretty well drafted himself to death. Felt like,
Yeah.
unfortunately for that stinky other team who sucks, felt like
Radiant
Reedy's
team picked.
team's gameplay was generally a cut above, but it just never felt
Whoa,
like the dress went with them. And there's Dazzle into Axe. What year is it?
that is neither a Tidehunter nor a Wraith King. All right, are trying something new.
I know. I think it's actually his most played Pause 3
10
lifetime.
seconds remaining.
Quite possibly.
I remember I was looking him up last
5
season,
seconds
looking up his
remaining.
stats as far as his Pause 3 play goes. I think at the time it was his
Dire
most
team
played.
pick.
Might not
Probably
be
still
anymore.
is.
Here's Life
Life
Stealer.
Stealer.
Get combo with the axe. Ignores
I
these
played
two
a
guys.
I played a RD12 game, and we picked Lifestealer first game and lost. In the second game, the other team picked Lifestealer and lost.
That's true.
It I've been seeing this Lifestealer hero lose a lot recently. I think
Arcatuthis picked it like 4 times on bracket and only won once.
yeah, it's record in leagues is not very good.
I think
It's
a part of
pretty
it
good
is
against these heroes that they have right now, though.
yeah, that's the good news. The downside is his supports. I think the big thing about Lifestealer is that he's one of those heroes who kind of has an awkward, comfortable pick zone. Like, you can't pick Lifestealer here and be that happy with it. I feel like you really need to know at least one core to feel comfortable at all.
Dire
Yeah, I
team
agree. I would have rather have seen them pick a support there, and maybe save the Lifestealer pick for later.
The good news is that you can count on Reedy to have the question mark drafts, and so he immediately picks a hero that Lifestealer is just awesome into. That he does not
That's
care
true.
about at all. I mean, he
I
gets
think
owned
Omni.
by the Omni ult, but he doesn't really care. He can very easily wait it out, and he still gets lifesteal for every hit he does against the immune target, so he can just sustain through it.
I think Omni versus Life. I think Omni will be the offlaner, so they'll lane against each other. I think that's kind of an even lane, to be honest. I think neither of them can really kill the other one until like level 5 or so.
Well, it's gonna be
But well, depends on the supports, I guess.
in context. It's gonna
Probably
be
Dazzle and CM.
probably Lion. It's usually Reflexy gets the Lion, not 100% of the time, but probably gonna be
I believe
Lion and Omni.
Reflexy is a pause 4.
Yeah, it's Mitchie D. It's their pause 5.
So it should be. Oh yeah, you're right. Lion and Omni versus CM and Lifestealer. Good catch.
Most likely. And in that capacity, I think that is still pretty even. I think both of them will be very much struggling to actually kill each other. That does favor Lifestealer, though. As somebody like Omni Knight, you really want to be able to come into that lane and be aggressive and murder people. And
Yeah, that's true.
you don't really get that with the Omni versus Lifestealer matchup. You get the ability to bonk his head and run away.
Drow Ranger.
That's somebody
and then
Lifestealer
on
kind of sucks
Drow
at it, though.
Ranger. Yeah, I think Drow's really good against Axe in lane. For sure.
Yeah. The
Um,
downside for her is that she's really terrible into him in the long game, and even though Lifestealer in a vacuum is dreadful into Drow Ranger, with the axe, he's able to infest bomb with the axe, and I mean, infest bomb isn't great, but it sure is awesome when it gets you right in Drow's face when she's stun locked.
The
And
Nyx Assassin.
here's a hero that just murders that Drow guy. She's
That is. I think that's a support. That is.
Yeah.
If that's Axe Nyx Assassin, that's a very, very bad lane into Drow and
10
Dazzle.
seconds remaining.
yeah.
In theory, Drow and Dazzle should absolutely own that lane.
The downside is that it's bad in the lane. The upside is that they kind of have to die a million times for it to not be the case that Nyx Assassin can just like go find her in the jungle and murder her over in the mid game. It is very difficult to prevent that.
Yeah, Dragonlance helps her tank up a little bit, and so does Manta, and so does Ags. I guess, I don't know, if she buys these Dragonlance, Ags, Manta, and just gains like an extra 1200 health or something, she might be able to survive. But
That's true.
if there's even one person with Nyx, it's a guaranteed kill every
Yeah,
time.
like Nyx.
Remaining.
Yeah, if they do the Infest Bomb and the
5
Nyx,
seconds
it's
remaining.
guaranteed kill on Drow or probably anyone other than Omni.
Yeah, it's very rough. I mean, and the problem is that of course that is a lot of items, and lane phase is expected to go pretty well for Drow.
Radiant
But I would be
Yeah.
shocked if it went, like, that well. It would have to be awesome to get to the point where you're going to be not vulnerable to her in the time when you're trying to farm things up. And the D-Lance alone probably ain't going to cut it. We've seen it, I think I said this exact sentence before, assuming it's Laddle Lads and he's not lost his mind going mid. I think I said this exact same sentence before. We have seen, like, Ray Bay struggle horrifically in this matchup, and Laddle Lads is no Ray Bay. No offense to Laddle Lads, but I mean, it's tough competition.
Yeah, I think the Drow, in theory, should have a really good lane. Omni Knight should about go even. I think, in theory, if they go even or win mid, they could have this timing at 20-25 minutes where they just go take Roche and go start taking all the tier 2s. Because this Axe is not going to enjoy the laning phase if the Drow and Dazzle play it correctly. That being said, I've only seen Laddle Lads play Abaddon or Ricky. I haven't seen him play Drow. So we'll see how well his Drow does.
Yeah, the upside for Axe in this is even if the lane goes, like, bad, it has to go, like, ungodly bad for him to not, like... Axe being able to blink Q Blade Mail is going to be pretty deadly for everyone for the whole game, and their best method of dealing with, like, moves like that, which is the Shallow Grave, is not an option with him, right? Like, even if he totally sucks, as long as he gets the Blink Dagger and is able to utilize, like, Nyx Bomb, or God forbid, if he's able to blink in, call a bunch of people, and then, CM follows and ults, something like that, right? Even if he's down early,
Yeah.
he still definitely has a lot of legs.
I know the Omni, like, even if, say, the Shallow Grave doesn't stop Axe, but Omni, if they're jumping past the Omni onto the Drow, and Omni doesn't get stunned, he should be able to heal the Drow. Drow gets a nice gust, maybe has the Shard, goes up on our little hill.
Problem
think
is that
she'll-
you're still probably
Ooh.
playing into Blade Mail. And he's wondering.
Drow doesn't like this hero either. I mean, this is a lot of ways to kill Drow.
That's true.
You have a lot of saves for Drow and the Dazzle and the Omni, but if, say, the Nyx goes on the Dazzle while everybody else goes on the Drow or something, I don't know, this is starting to look a little bit better for the Radiant. The laning phase
2, 1.
is big, but Mars. So they have an Omni and a Mars.
Okay.
Big boy
That's-
LaCroix Omni, so it's a middle Mars.
That's Reedy. Yeah, it's Mars mid. Okay. That's a very...
Mars is extremely popular right now, but he's extremely popular as an offlaner. Mid will be interesting.
Yeah, I also think Mars is extremely popular, but also is one of those heroes that only really gets results at the top level of play. And no diss
Yeah.
to Reedy, but it is a little hard seeing like what do you really do here? You're basically just like as blunt and brutal of a counter as possible to Windrunner, and that's kind of your only thing. Like none of these other guys even die in arena, really.
That's true. I
I guess
mean,
it's CM.
Lifestealer can just rage and walk out of it. Uh,
Axe will just win the fight.
yeah.
CM, you'll
Windrunner,
get hurt too, but that's a pause 5 you're dropping arena on, so I don't know.
yeah. I don't know. It's I've not seen it as a mid, I don't think. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. I think Windrunner
Where's that?
should be able to win that lane mid, that matchup mid. So I think
I mean, it's
it's
just
not
gonna. She's super vulnerable to kill pressure and to any kind of ganks. And while their guys are also very good at ganks on Reedy's lineup, they're not Reedy's lineup on Phoenix's / Digits lineup. They're not really gonna get there per se for a while. It's gonna take a minute before they are able to counter effectively. You know, they had like the CM route. That's kind of it. So I would imagine, at least in Reedy's head, the plan is early on you get Lion and Dazzle with an Eagle Eye on that mid, and at level 6 you just attempt to murder her repeatedly. They can't smoke Reedy. There we go. That was very difficult.
5th time's the charm.
But at level 6 they just try to collapse on her and smash her to bits. That's what I'm assuming is the game plan here. As far as the Mars
See if
mech
they can
goes.
get a kill off this smoke. Looks like everybody other than Drow is smoked up. The Drow's just kind of chilling in the back for some reason.
The best they got
And-
is maybe they go on Lifestealer and make him levels Q, but that's it.
Yeah. If they wait until rune time, they might walk up to the rune. Hard to
Maybe.
say. Looks like they're already retreating though.
Yeah,
I know this Phoenix person is usually
the
pause
captain of the
1
team.
if I'm correct.
Yeah, that's true.
So it's a bit odd to see them on support.
Well, it's
They're-
I think the role they're most notable for generally.
I don't know, they're an extremely good pause 1 player, so it's a little bit odd, but it'll work.
What's your third favorite Phoenix pause 1 hero? Anyway, so with that being
I
said,
know it in my head, but I'd rather not say it.
with it's time for everyone's favorite part of the cast. No first blood, just 2 for 2 on runes. The roll call. So for Rylai's Bristleback Ribs, pause 1, you've got Inno on the Lifestealer. Pause 2, you've got Venus on the Windrunner. Pause 3, you've got Barrel Rider on the Axe. Pause 4, captain of the team, you've got Phoenix, formerly known as Didge, currently known as Neek's Assassin. And pause 5, you've got Shepherd's Tome, formerly known as Luke's, currently known as Crystal Maiden. And on the other side of the coin, on the oh, he's got that 2k BFJ. It used to be 1k BFJ. We're making progress. On the other side of the coin, on the Shadow Shaman Swedish Shawarma, pause 1, we've got Ladda Lads standing in for J-Bay on the Drow Ranger. Pause 2, captain of the team, usually pause 1, we've got Reedy on the Mars. Pause 3, we've got Big Boy LaCroix on the Omni Knight. Pause 4, we've got Reflexy on the Lion. And pause 5, we've got Mitchy D back with us once again on the Dazzle, and he's also First Blood.
Sure had Mitchy D. Yeah, it looks like he just was a little bit up too far on the left, and Phoenix must have had stun plus something. Plus
Which is weird, because
the...
Phoenix doesn't usually have a stun outside of the ult.
Yeah.
You're supposed to laugh heartily like Ed McMahon.
Yeah, the Phoenix. The ult stun, yeah.
That's it. There we go.
Yep. Very good first blood though. In a lane that, in theory, Drow and Dazzle should just be dominating. They
Yeah.
gave up first blood, so that's not ideal.
Also, a lane that is going to have a lot of impact on how this lane goes, or how this game as a whole goes as well. I mean, there was much ado about Axe being able to come back from things, even if he has a bad game. There was much ado about Neek's Assassin being able to come back from things if Neeks has a bad game. Well, spoilers, if they even have the advantage when they're down, things are pretty
Oh,
nasty if they're up.
Nick's got the tomato and the potato. Just
Yeah,
stole
he's got a
both
whole
of the
soup.
big creeps. That's a little bit sad. Who's gonna get the 3-minute rune? Looks like Dazzle.
Dazzle, congratulations, Mitchie D, for winning the ping
Lost the
contest.
first blood, but got the Lotus. It's pretty good. Let's see.
Right now,
Axe is pushing into the tower a little bit, and Drow and Dazzle are neither of them are really good at tanking creeps, so I think it'll cause them to miss a couple last hits. You should get those two. He'll be. Oh no, he missed one. But yeah, it's
oh no,
not too
Phoenix messed up the pull. Very sad.
bad. Yeah.
We all flame Phoenix now. This is the part where you say something very mean and nasty.
Yeah, Phoenix is not the greatest pos 4 in the world. You know, that title belongs to someone else, unfortunately, for Phoenix.
I was hoping for more flame, like more personal, issue here.
I would go so far as to say Phoenix might not even be the best pos 4 player on that team.
Would you describe Phoenix as a poo-poo head?
I don't know if I'd go that far. Barrel might be a poo-poo head, though.
No.
And both of them are 0 health. That is not ideal. They're gonna have to heal up before they can go back and even look at a creep.
Yeah, they got routed here. Luckily, Access his old-fashioned Ring of Raging going for a Vanguard here. Man, you nerf Veil one time.
Yeah, it's I would say you still get Veil on a lot of heroes, but I don't think Axe is one of them.
I think you could get
Looks
away
like,
with it, depending on what your team lineup looks like. If you've got, like, some baller spell damage on your team, then you can. This team's spell damage is, like, pretty mid, so I wouldn't care too much about it. Big Boy and Reflexy both kind of... Nice stun. Kind of getting ran
Big
on
Boy
here.
lives, and Reflexy does not. But actually, the Omni Knight and the Mars topping the last hit deny leaderboards. I thought Windrunner would probably win mid, and I thought Lifestealer would be about even with Omni, so I was wrong there. It looks like Reedy doing very well on the Mars, and other than the death there, the offline's doing extremely well also. But Axe is doing a lot better than I thought. Staying up there with the Drow.
Everybody is exceeding your expectations. I am still waiting for the part, especially since level 6 is coming soon. Like, when's the part you get Reflexy in from bot here to, like, soften the Windrunner, put her in jail, right? Like, this is... I thought this would come out to be, like, a super big gank lane, and there's been no ganks, and instead he's gonna die now that he's at 6, maybe? No. It's gonna be okay.
If Windrunner was level 6, he would be dead, but unfortunately, Windrunner is level 5.
Big Boy LaCroix making the unfortunate decision to try and man-fight the Lifestealer without just using his abilities and walking away, which is something that Lifestealer can punish pretty easily, actually, as it turns out. Also has no repel, which, yeah, like, you're not winning trades with a guy like Lifestealer without this. Like, spoilers, that's not happening. Absolutely not. He missed
like
one.
Lifestealer had a Lotus too, just in case he needed it.
It's true, he didn't even have to use it. Like, I promise you, it's time for an arena.
Oh, the big gank! Mars!
Dazzle gets the kill. Dota 2.
Getting an easy 2 kills, really proving to us that Mars is a good mid.
There we go. Well, I mean, he still has to win the game, but hey, at least he's proven that Mars is a good ganking mid.
Well, he's ahead on last hits, he's ahead on denies, and he just went and got 2 kills with a greatly timed gank.
True. Now it's time for Windrunner
seems to be doing great so far.
To execute an even better timed gank.
We'll see what happens here.
I mean,
here
if
comes
this... Oh. Reflexy
looks
very
like
low.
It'll be at least
Great
a kill
timing
on the Lion.
Yep.
And it's not bad.
And then Reflexy gets tipped. Uh-oh. Oh, buddy. Oh, I know where this is going. Let's not think
53
about
battle
that.
points.
Let's not think too hard about the connotations of that tip, and
Yeah.
keep watching. The gank on Lion, not Lion, the gank on CM. No, it wasn't Lion. Was sadly not quite to the same standard as getting the double kill on the more valuable targets at top, as it turns out.
Yeah, definitely. You definitely want to get the Omni if you're going all the way down there. He didn't even have a rune, I don't think. He just had a bounty.
Yeah.
So we'll see who gets this 8-minute rune. Maybe they can turn that into a gank as well.
Axe has his Vanguard. He's gonna feel real silly when Ladalides finishes his Aghanim Scepter at 45 minutes.
Yeah, let's see. Looks like Windrunner was just an arcane, but Windrunner's gonna go see if they can gank with it.
Yeah, that's oh boy. They're not really playing like they're
Kinda under tower, but we'll see what happens.
under much threat. Bane has revealed themselves. A lot of lads
Looks
has
like a dead
decided
drow,
to
maybe?
multi-shot.
Or maybe not.
No, that still very much looks like a dead drow
Yeah,
to
it's
me.
a
I
dead
like
drow.
the one last hit before she went down and the magic wand she was bringing it. You got magic wand against. I guess that makes sense. They are both pretty skill spammy guys. I had to
And,
stop and think for
had
a
the-
second.
Had the arcane rune up during that ult, which is pretty nice. It should be up
Yep.
here. just
30
like
seconds.
30 seconds.
Only a 52.5 second cooldown. Okay. Flexi
Venus
randomly died.
steals,
Let's check that out.
Venus decides to steal a couple last hits from Axel on the way out. Feels bad, man.
It's quite unfortunate as, well, this lane does indeed have no kill pressure whatsoever on Big Boy LaCroix, who's been actually kind of free farming. They have a
He's got
lot of
40
kill
last
pressure.
hits.
They have a lot of kill pressure on the Lion, as it turns out.
Yeah, and the big boy seems to be doing pretty good. He got 14 denies and 40 last hits. It seems like
didn't level his
everybody on
ult.
the Dire has more than 10 denies. Everybody on the Dire is just stealing all that XP.
He's laning against Lifesteal. He didn't level his ult. I mean, I know I was talking about how there is counterplay to it, but it still sucks. You still don't get to do any damage for the whole duration.
Yeah, I know Omni really likes to have these really bursty kills early on, which obviously you can't do against Lifestealer, but he might be
got-
trying to do that against CM.
He got
I'm not
Repel
sure.
instead. He got Repel instead of his ult, and I was calling for Repel in this lane. It is very important if you want to ever, like, right-click the Lifestealer and not die for it, but, I mean, over the ult is a little questionable.
I'll bet
see.
he takes Hammer of Purity at level 7.
Probably. Flexi
And,
making some stacks here.
Should be able to get a nice kill on the CM if he can ever get near.
Well, this is unfortunate. This is
Oh, he
super
got the. He
unfortunate,
survived?
actually.
Oh no. Oh
Yeah,
no,
got
Windrunner.
to pop out with the old Shellgrave teepee. The axe was nowhere to be found. Seems like a little bit of bad coordination going on there. Bauer was just simply not like in a position to do anything about that, and he
Let's
needs
see,
to
am I
be.
lagging or are you?
Probably. Don't worry about it. You'll catch up soon enough.
There we go, I'm all caught up.
Perfect.
Yeah, that was a much needed kill for the Drow and a great rotation from Mars. Windrunner goes all the way up there. Doesn't get the kill. The Dazzle TP's out. The Mars TP's up there. It gives the kill to the Drow. That couldn't have gone better for the Drow.
Yeah. And like I was saying while you were out, I believe, the axe is now dead, actually.
Oh, the Mars is still here.
Mars attacks,
Is it
what
a
can
kill?
I tell you?
He might live.
Reflexy is walking up
gonna
here.
be
He's on level
close.
5. He's going to get level 6 if one single creep dies.
If
He's
he's level
6.
6. Oh, he's 6. I think it's a dead axe. Yeah, it's a dead axe.
Figure
Does he
him.
have ult?
There we go.
He was sucking to get some mana, maybe? So yeah,
Yeah, I believe so.
figure kill there. Meanwhile,
Neeks Trace to get the
Phoenix
courier for free and leave.
devastating all the couriers. But for what? For a death. That's maybe worth it to get 2 couriers? I'm not sure. Was it like 65 each times 2? Or 65 times 5 is 300 and 600 gold?
There
I
you
guess
go.
it was worth it for 2 couriers.
He did give
doesn't
955
show-
gold on the death, sadly, but you know how it goes.
Well, that was... Did that include the axe death?
No, it didn't.
Oh. Maybe not worth them. Meanwhile dominating, taking out the Dazzle bottom.
Yeah, I could go back and show you how that happened, but it's Lifestealer. He walked up to the guy and slapped him over and over. You know how it goes by
Might
this
have had
point,
a
sure.
CM stun, who knows? Either way, it's not that much
Radiant's
of
top
a
tower is under attack.
spectation.
And he's
Does
at the...
Nyx have level 6 here?
That's actually
Nyx almost
a little
has level
surprising.
6.
I did not expect him. I know his lane has been going baller. I did not expect to see him at the top of the net worth charts, at least tying it up with the Windrunner here.
Oh wow. Windrunner had 2 deaths recently and is still at top
Had
of the
one
net
death.
worth. He died top to Mars. Is that that's the only one, I guess. The Axe is the other death, my bad. But yeah, and he had less last hits mid. And he went and died top. I was expecting Mars to be at the top, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, he really... I think a lot of his last hits were coming from, like, smaller camps. And that's why it just looked better than it was. And now he's getting...
Oh,
This is an awesome arena.
I don't know.
But they gotta get this kill before, yeah, the
I don't think anyone dies. Wait, the Nyx is gonna get a
likely.
kill on Dazzle. Nyx kills Dazzle, right? No?
He's gonna be very worried about this. It's also on Vision.
Oh. Yeah, nobody dies.
Yeah, that's
Everybody
kinda
go home.
Turn 360 degrees and walk away, as they say. Omni Knight going for an Echo Saber here.
You know, looking at last hits, it looked like Mars and Omni were doing pretty good, but at the net worth, it looks about like I expected. Axe lost his lane, the Windrunner and Lifestealer did pretty good.
Axe lost his lane to Drow. He was actually doing pretty... Oh, nothing, Bert. He's actually doing pretty good.
It's not bad. It's 600 or 700 gold difference, 800 gold difference. Not too bad.
Well, it was up until that like awkward not kill happened there. They were actually very close. Drow just spent that whole not kill farming, and Axe spent the whole not kill running around in a circle and eventually having to walk away. So she actually did get like 200, 300 gold on him.
Is Axe going phase boots and blade mail? Is that why he has 2 chainmails?
I assume so, yes.
That's odd. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this guy sucks, what can I tell you?
I don't know why he wouldn't have just finished his phase boots and then go for blade mail or vice versa. But that's okay. He knows what he's doing. He's got 8,000 Axe games.
It's true, he's got 8,000 Axe games and 7,999 of them are in Turbo.
That's true, too.
This is a pretty big Gus. Barrel's under attack. Here comes a Nyx from the
is,
sidelines, but there's two...
It's a dead Drow, but it's also a dead everyone else.
Too much interference.
Dead Drow's gonna live, I lied. CM. Big CM. Oh, and there's a Lifestealer.
The
2
CM...
for 1 there.
CM Infest Bomb ends up taking the Martha Dazzle out, which sucks a lot for Rex. He'd really prefer not to be dying at this point, all things considered, but... Here comes Draskar with the Sanj still on it. Not the Sanj, the Alacrity still on it. Nice.
I think the CM should be tipped for that one. That was a very good ult. Very cool. Right after Lion used a stun, I believe, and there was no gust. There's nothing to cancel the CM ult.
Yeah. Yeah, they do have a pretty limited amount of options. The
Ooh,
good news is that...
Does Windrunner have ult? Windrunner does have ult. That's a dead Drow, I think. Oh,
no, she just can't get the job done. Dazzle shows up to make the save.
Sees the Dazzle teleport and thinks different. Oh, 21 health.
Lad, strength treads now.
So close. That's so sad. 21 health.
I failed you, Goddess Nyx. I was so close. Great unused voice line. Vena's now in trouble. Spear to a tree.
No. Oh no, he's got Windrun.
He's got double damage.
And he's got a DD.
Big boy, throw the hammer!
And he's dead.
Nope.
Oh no!
Nyx stun. Here comes Axe. Here comes the arena.
Oh, there's Marzel. Oh, Axe is gone. CM's gone too. Wait.
Nope, CM's very gone. Big boy using ult to tank through the tower damage there. Here comes the Lifestealer. Gets,
Oh, he doesn't get rage off.
He gets told to leave.
Let's see, we got the Infest Bomb. See if Nyx can get anyone.
And Mars
I think
is
if that...
kind of in trouble, but nope.
think if the power shot hit, it would have slowed them enough, because power shot is slows now. They would have been able to get the Mars, but it was just slightly off the mark.
Instead,
Oh, they
Big
get the
Boy
Omni Knight
LaCroix.
instead.
Big Boy. Big
Is
Boy
he
ult!
gonna live?
Ult!
He
No!
is not.
Oh no, Big Boy LaCroix. Panic a
Inno
little
is
bit there.
unstoppable. Is that 6 or 7 kills? I
That's
don't know.
6 and 2
pretty good.
assists. And
6
he's got
kills. Nice.
very early
Radiance
Radiance as well.
complete. Wow.
Most people so far in this season have only been getting Radiance at like the mid 20-minute mark, so.
Yeah, 17 is much better. I've
Barely.
seen some people go Armlet into Radiance, which is an option, but I like this
Very
just
good
rushing
Armlet.
Radiance, I think.
Yeah, if you can get away with it. I do feel like it's very rare the situation you can do that, though. You kind of need the armlet in a lot of games to, like, do much. Good news is
Yeah.
that this is not one of them, because Lion was just basically a steady stream of grapes directly into his mouth and land Mitchie. Okay.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Mitchie
Should be a
almost,
heavy bit of gold from, was that a quad stack?
I think it was 3.
3 or 4.
I think it was 3.
Either way, it's a lot of money. His
Drow
sports are
Ranger.
going to be getting a lot of money from that too.
Yeah, in fact, the supports... no, they're not that close, I guess. I was looking at the Omni and I was like, okay, the supports have passed Axe, and not only is that... that's not true. I mean, Omni passed
Not
Axe,
quite.
but...
The CM and the Knicks are rich.
Only now has the Axe actually finished that play. Yeah, not surprising. They've both gotten some pretty big ticket kills, and CM has 7 assists and only 1 death.
Yeah, that's these are some pretty baller supports. Drums on CM, that's a little bit different. I don't
Yeah, it's
dislike
like,
it, but it's not what I'm used to seeing.
It's like the
It's
good
kinda
old
good.
days. I think this guy has already built relatively early bongo boots on CM before in this season, so if I was on his team and I didn't know that, that'd be really embarrassing. Anyway, Windrunner
Yeah, I agree.
finds the Drow Ranger alone here at bot and just completely
Not
annihilates
quite
her.
alone.
Flexi.
He was with the lion, it looks like.
Flexi TP'd in, tried to save, didn't make it.
Oh, gotcha.
Oh no, he just walked here and he didn't make it. Never mind. Rather unfortunate set of circumstances here. Just heard him infest Venus. So
Up
Windrunner.
to 7k net worth lead for the Radiant at this point.
Do you think Venus would enjoy getting infested in real life? Like, that seems pretty bad. And
I
it
think
also
he
seems
needs
like...
to oh, there's no vision. No!
No!
Oh,
You jumped out too, that's tragic.
feels bad.
And here
Oh,
comes the
and
two-man
his
arena.
team dies mid. That's not ideal for the Radiant.
Mitchie, that doesn't work against stacks, don't use that skill. There. Do you know there are some things you were never meant to
Denied? Oh, CM denied the DD.
say? Sad.
Or the AD, do you call it that now?
Used the oh, Big Boy sadly reacted a little slowly to the route there, but uses one of the charges on the bongos, the unbooted bongos, to get the hell out of town.
Yep.
Doesn't feel like we need to. It almost feels like we need to see like a weird Gleipnir come out on this team or something. It feels like there's been a lot of like guys on Radiant just right-clicking away and getting away with it.
Or a Blink Online might be good too.
Also might be good. He is rather close to it, though. That
Looks
is
like
only
he's
one
close.
guy. You know, the Lion isn't
Ooh, that is,
necessarily dead.
Wait, what's on the cur? Is there 4 stuff on the cur?
Let's find out. The answer is no, it's just support crowd.
Oh, that looks like a very poor Dazzle has more money than Lion, but it
He's
doesn't
got
look
Shard.
like it from those items. Oh, he's got Shard, okay.
And now he's got
Not
killed.
gonna help him there. Yeah.
This Lifestealer is going absolutely ape at this point.
Is that 9 and 7 and 0?
Yep, 7-0-3.
He's got a blink. Nice. He got his blink before Lion.
10 kills worth of participation.
I know Sanj is super buffed right now, but I kinda like that blink against the Drow. It's
I
like,
would-
I'm not gonna wait for this axe to get me in there. I'm just gonna jump on her myself, and I like it.
I would be honest enough to say that I would prefer it if there weren't 3 different guys that he could infest bomb with. At least it saves you having to necessarily use it on the engage. You can use it to get out instead. But if it's going to be
Yeah.
purely offensive as it seems to be, it might have been slightly less than necessary. At least going to get a little bit of utility out of here. Execution style, Lifestealer is
Ooh.
here with the Neeks
I
in the
don't know
arena.
who's
The Neeks
winning
is
right now.
Neeks
Oh, wait,
is
Nyx
living.
is gonna live?
Neeks is living, and
Oh, the Windrunner? Oh, that
finally
doesn't
dying.
look good for Windrunner. Uh-oh.
Luckily, all the trees here are dead, so it's kind of
Oh,
hard to
no.
pin her,
The line did buy back for that, I believe.
but not much of a
but
trade
that
at
was-
this point.
Yeah, the line buyback was... He's probably pretty far from Blink now. But that was still really good for them anyway, you
Yeah.
cut it.
Let's call that
Radiant's middle tower
1,800 gold for the Dire there. Just, and that's a vague estimation of the buyback, because it's not a count buyback for that, even though it has a
Yeah.
symbol here. Big estimation.
Much needed gold there.
BKB up on the Windrunner. Many interesting pieces of modern art fill up the mini map. Not much vision
And
filling up this mini map, but you know.
I do like the BKB a lot more than the Ags that a lot of people have been doing on the Windrunner.
Oh, in this game for sure, the bags doesn't do anything for you here, basically.
It makes you invis and you're against some lower MMR supports, so in theory you might get away with it.
Reflex
But
is the
the
highest
BKB
MMR
just-
support in the entire league this season, I'm pretty sure.
You're probably right, but
No, I think he's second to Copless.
yeah, that sounds accurate.
recall he was ahead of
Auto's pretty low MMR.
Oh yeah,
right?
of course, yeah, Otto von Bismarck. That barely counts. He
Uh,
shouldn't even been in this season. Of the people who are actually in LD2L MMR range, he was the highest MMR.
Yeah. Roxy Roro is pretty up there too.
True, I think he was just above Roxy. Could be wrong.
Yeah.
He's very close anyway. He's a very high MMR support, so goodbye, Drow Ranger.
Yep.
Little Lads takes a camp and dies. One big issue with the Dire here that I feel like is a major that's got to be making him sweat pretty hard at this point. Every time the Dire gets something, Drow dies. Like, even if it's not in the instant it happens, it comes soon afterwards. Like, anytime something goes wrong with the Radiant, they just say, okay, let's just run it back on Drow again. They always manage to find her, even when they don't really have vision. They're very good at predicting where Lads is going to be. They just smoke, look for Drow, and ruin her.
With this draft, Drow is their top net worth, but Drow has to do pretty much all of their damage. Like, Mars is gonna, he's gonna do a big team fight ult, and he's gonna trap people and allow you to do the damage. Omni can frontline and help keep you guys alive, but Drow's gotta do the damage. And I don't know if Drow's gonna have the items to be able to cut through this Lifestealer fast enough. I'm surprised they didn't go for the
Windrunner here on the
there.
back row.
Oh, they want the Dazzle.
Yeah, they get him too.
He doesn't even get Grave off fast enough. Let's see. Oh, he's diving to tier 3. Oh, he's just teleporting out? Oh no, Lifestealer canceled his teleport, decided to run back in.
Just run for the Drow. You noticed everybody was going on the Windrunner? Run at the Drow, baby.
Triple
Buyback's
kill for
coming in, but
Lifestealer.
it's a
2
little...
buybacks?
I gotta hesitate a little
no.
bit to say it's
All
probably
5
gonna be
heroes
the
still alive. Oh no, he's diving to tier 3 again. Is
Mitchie
Dazzle
D.
gonna live?
This is a
Oh
buyback.
no.
This is
Oh
a dieback.
no.
At least Mars got the
Does the
Windrunner on a
Mars get
buyback.
away?
That's a pretty
Oh
big kill.
no. Oh no, the Mars died too. That's a travesty. That's...
But 2 diebacks.
I think it was 6k net worth
7
after
for
the
0.
last team fight, and now it's 12k net worth difference.
7 for
That's,
0 is how that team fight went.
7 for 1.
Oh, 7 for 1, yeah, that's true. And hey, a
Which
big
is still
kill
not
as well.
good.
4,254
Ooh,
gold before
not
buybacks.
counting the buybacks, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not great.
Lifestealer has gotten a Manta style. Okay. Going for AC next. This is some Curious lifestealer building, but it's not like it's working out badly so far. I do feel like a lot of that is, I mean, I'm saying this like I know it's going to be in the next game or something like that, but a lot of that is, I think, just the insane draft advantage, so I don't think you can run this lifestealer build every game and get away with it. You know, it's not every day you're going to be allowed to just invest bomb everybody all the time and always live.
I know Radiance is always good, and I know a lot of lifestealers I think have been doing Sanj and Yasha.
Yes and why? Pretty solid. Oh my god, he's gonna die.
Bad. Oh, lifestealer almost dead to Roche.
That would have been
Blinks back
tragic.
in.
Yep, if only I had
Couple
Shard
more
right now.
bashes, I would have. He would have definitely needed to get tipped a few times.
Tries to take the
Oh,
Aegis.
the Windrunner. I don't know why Windrunner takes that. I think the Lifestealer should have it, but...
Yeah, did you see how he reacted to it? I guess it does stand to reason. I mean, Lifestealer's only really died... He's died once, and that was in a fight where he was legitimately 1v5. Windrunner just died in a fight where they took 7 for 1. He was the one. Or she was the one, rather.
Yeah, but who's going to be hitting tower? I think you hit tower with Lifestealer, not Windrunner.
On one hand,
So I
that's
think-
true, but on the other hand, I don't think not having Aegis is any dissuasion for winning tower. You know, I think you can very easily, like, he's not afraid anyway. Like, the only condition that Lifestealer isn't able to hit towers is not if he's afraid for his life, but if his team's not with him. And the only way you can make his team not with him is really to get rid of this guy. But the Aegis on this guy, and it enables the Lifestealer to hit tower better than him actually having the Aegis would. That
Yeah,
makes
that's
sense.
fair.
Oh no, Reedy. Okay, good. Axe blinked the wrong way. 2 ships passing the night, as I say.
I don't think Axe can solo kill him, though. I think it would.
Probably true, but he was close enough to his team. Also, this Vlad's offering on the Mars here. Interesting item to see on a mid, I must say. Looks like he's definitely playing.
I've seen a lot of Yules on Mars's, and I feel like the Yules is kind of weird. I guess it might be set up for your arrow, but
yeah, it's just a reliable
the mana
stun.
regen must be good. Oh,
Oh, that's unfortunate.
you got the repel off.
Yeah, perfectly timed repel leads to the
Ooh.
sudden, untimely death of Phoenix, and
Nyx instantly dies, pretty much.
who was he going on here? Who was pushing that out? I'm guessing probably Reedy, because he's the only person whose TP scroll even could be on cooldown. And he's going to tell Axe to hold it. Put him in
That's
jail
a really
here.
good Mars soul. Looks like they're probably going to kill both of them, unless CM can
Kill everybody
make a
like
crazy
this?
ult.
Okay.
Wait, here comes the Lifestealer.
Unfortunately for him, he is kind of 1v5 again.
1v5 though. Oh wait, 1v4 I guess.
He's in one of his own illusions.
Is
It's
that
kinda
his
funny.
own illusion? I didn't know you could do that. That's
You
crazy.
can, yeah. The Meta
Oh
Lifestealer.
no. Oh no, this is not going good for the Dire.
Yeah, that should have been like a massive loss. I was just sitting there like, oh, well, that's it for them, I guess. It's massively
Yeah, 1
badly
second,
coordinated fight.
It looks like it's a 1v5 Lifestealer against the world. The next second, Windrunner comes in and...
And the world loses.
Yeah.
Still a decently sized loss here. Don't believe this post-fight report. It is 3 for 5, but that's pretty rough. I mean, getting even 3 for 5 at this point for the Dire is actually still kind of a win. Getting neither the
What if they
Lifestealer nor the
lose a
Windrunner
melee
is
Rex
not
here,
great.
but I don't think
and
they
yeah,
will. Windrunner's
That
going
was
a bit
weird.
crazy here. Oh. Oh no. Oh
and
no.
there he goes. She can actually just focus fire the racks here if she wanted to. Classic Windrunner gameplay.
Probably, I guess they want to
Don't
save
need
it
it.
for after Aegis.
She has a gleam there. Oh no, the Rax is 1 HP. Okay, there we go.
Oh,
Axe
Axe is
is
dead.
in jail. They drop Arena on 2. Unfortunately, one of them is Inno, and he's able to just leave.
Mars goes straight for the drow.
I like
Ignores
the
everybody
Manta
else.
fight! They just both pop Manta for no reason, and there's Windrunner's Aegis popping. And the T3s here getting most of,
Oh, I think
Where's
you
his
call
HP?
it here. I think this is over.
call it, guys.
I think this is where you call GG. But it is playoffs, I guess it's...
This
there
is
it
where they call GG.
Yeah. Yeah, that is a one strong lifestealer, full AC.
Dire's
He just
top barracks
jumps
is
straight
under
onto the
attack.
drow with the blink and just sticks to the drow until drow's dead.
Yeah, he didn't even need to do that. That's the worst part. Like, that was. If you really look at it in a vacuum, that was the worst possible way to engage on the Drow Ranger. You know, if you do that, there's so many potential saves for her, right? If it's just you and she gets shellgraved, then okay, well, that's that. But even with all that, it still worked out in his favor. I think there was.
Hang on the rest of the team, and everybody's distracted.
Oh, that's why it's running so poorly. I forgot to close Chrome. Whoops, I was looking at the All-Star tally so far. Yeah, if you think about it, in a lot of ways, the Lifestealer Blink was like the worst way, as I was saying while the loading screen was happening, preventing you from hearing me. The worst way to do it, if you do it, then he can't do anything about any of her saves. He can't, he can sustain against the Omni Knight ult, but he can't damage through it really. He can do nothing at all about Shallow Grave, right? They have a lot of ways to punish him if he does that. But the problem is his team felt like it collapsed so hard that just didn't matter. It felt like
Yeah.
felt like really the only player on this entire game who had any impact was just the Mars. Like it felt like the Drow Ranger just had a slow start, never got out of first gear in a very hard Drow Ranger game. Felt like Omni Knight had a few good moments, just a couple of funny individual encounters, but I mean, just didn't really feel like he had any presence, and it felt like he was panicking a little. He probably wasn't in the best mindset today. He wasn't full big boy. You've landed with this guy. You know that he kind of has an on and off switch. I feel like we had off big boy today. So the line, the
Yeah,
dazzle, they just
it's
didn't do anything but die.
and the Mars was owning. He was getting more. I guess some of his last hits might have been jungle creeps, but he was going top, rotating great, getting a double kill, going bottom, getting a kill. Great rotations, great arenas by the Mars, but in the end, you got to have a lot of damage on your Drow. You got to have your Omni Knight and your Dazzle to keep everybody alive and the control from your line, and it wasn't all there, and this Lifestealer went out of control, and
Yeah.
the Crystal Maiden had some insane ults, and somehow this Axe and Nyx went even in their lane when there was no reason for them to do so,
Just on
which
the
is
dazzle.
pretty crazy.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it kind of gets to something I kind of was preluding to earlier in the game when you were talking about this. Mars is an awesome mid hero. Unfortunately, the reality of Mars, even if you like, I've said it before that the whole Mars like Desolator build and everything is kind of putting lipstick on a pig. Mars, unfortunately, he scales pretty badly even by Pause 3 standards. Like, he's kind of in the same boat as something like an Elder Titan when he's not, like, broken, obviously. Ditto goes for Mars, I guess. Kind of scales like an Elder Titan, almost, where it's like, or a Bat in a Patch where he's weak, where it's like, by 30 minutes, you're kind of done with him, right? And
I
this is,
I'll agree that Mars scales very poorly, but I've seen some crazy Elder Titan play. There's this
there,
guy named FN Flying Nightmare, and I I don't say anything about Elder Titan scaling after I've seen him play that hero.
On one
But yeah,
hand,
this
there's that. On the
Mars,
other
like,
hand, it requires Elder Titan to both be good and the person playing it to be a godly player, so keep,
this is
keep that
true.
in mind.
This Mars, though, I agree, it's definitely better as an offlaner. I know the arena scales pretty well. Like, you always have the control. Like, the arena does insane damage pretty much all the time. But I definitely agree. You're outside of getting like Deso Daedalus or something. It's
Even
which
even that.
which is gonna make everything else worse. It's
Yes.
just
You get
you
Deso
definitely
Daedalus to do as much damage as like I don't know, like
and then
what's
you die in 2 seconds
like
and
a
you don't have
Doom.
good setup for an ult.
Yeah. You get Deso Daedalus to do as much damage as a Doom or some similar scaling hero does without buying those items. Anyway,
I'd say yeah, yeah. Anyways.
we'll see what happens next time. I'm sure next game is going to be very long and very competitive.